Texas can now begin enforcing its law requiring App Store age verification. This is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for making the Texas Minute part of your Tuesday. Democrat James Talarico is refusing to say if he's had other romantic relationships with staffers after admitting his current girlfriend worked for him in the Texas House. More on that coming up. A new state law requiring app stores to age verify their users has been temporarily upheld by the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals after a lower court blocked the measure late last year. This new action allows the law to be enforced as federal litigation continues. Known as Texas App Store Accountability Act, the law requires app stores and mobile developers to verify the age of every Texas user. It also requires minors' accounts to be linked to a parental account and to obtain parental permission for each download or in-app purchase. A new study published by the Texas Public Policy Foundation is calling for a pause on a proposed build-out of 3 extra high-voltage transmission lines. Among other things, the study's author finds that bureaucrats defied state lawmakers in expanding the project. Brent Bennett also found that the project was being driven in part to help industrial companies meet net zero goals while driving up costs for Texas ratepayers. Bennett said the plan put in place by the Public Utility Commission, the state grid operator ERCOT, and energy giant Oncor doesn't address the need for more reliable power, instead tying the state's grid more firmly to wind and solar generation. With Democrat U.S. Senate candidate James Talarico now publicly discussing a long-term romantic relationship that he had previously kept private, questions are emerging about when that relationship began and whether it overlapped with his vegan girlfriend's employment in his legislative office. Recently, Talarico revealed that he had been dating the same woman for roughly 4 years. In the timeline presented by Talarico himself, Brianna Menard was a top aide in his office when their relationship began. She later became a lobbyist for the Texas Medical Association, where abortion is noted as one of her areas of expertise. Talarico's campaign declined to answer additional questions about other relationships he may have had with staff or about the ethics of lawmakers dating lobbyists. The Texas Minute will be right back.
America is at a crossroads. Now, more than ever, Texas must step up and lead the country. We don't have time to mess around. The only way to save America is with a strong Texas. You and I know this, but so do the enemies of life and liberty. Therefore, you and I have no choice but to stand up and fight. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and to the enemies of liberty, I say, come and take it.
Attorney General Ken Paxton has sued the city of Denton and several city officials over a planned LGBT pride event at a city-owned swimming pool next week. The AG alleges that organizers intend to operate gender-neutral changing rooms in violation of Texas law. Paxton argues that allowing those changing facilities to be used on a gender-neutral basis would violate the Texas Women's Privacy Act, which was signed into law last year. The law requires publicly owned multiple-occupancy private spaces like changing rooms, restrooms, and showers be designated based on biological sex. It also requires that political subdivisions take every reasonable step to ensure individuals don't enter facilities designated for the opposite sex. Denton's interim director of marketing and communications issued a statement claiming that the, quote, appropriate steps have been taken to ensure the changing rooms at the pool comply with the law. The LGBT groups organizing the event called the lawsuit, quote, frivolous and claimed to have already removed references to all-sex bathrooms from the event's advertising. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Eddie Hovland, Robert Montoya, and Brandon Waltons. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go make it a great day.